Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about Shaohao. He's this ruler in Chinese mythology, and we're going to use his story to sort of peek into ancient Chinese society and maybe even get a sense of what they thought about leadership. Our source material is just this one excerpt about him.
Yeah.
And so we'll be kind of summarizing what it says, but also trying to figure out what it all means, like the deeper meaning.
Interesting.
So the story starts with Shaohao's birth, and it's not exactly normal. His mother, Jiandi, she encounters a 5-colored rooster.
Wow, 5-colored.
Yeah, and it's sent by the Emperor of Heaven himself.
Oh, wow. So
Shaohao is born.
Yeah.
And he's got these, like, markings on him, celestial markings.
Sounds like he's destined for something special.
I know, right? Like he's marked for greatness.
From the very beginning.
Yeah.
So this rooster, the 5-colored one, it's not just some random thing they threw in there. It actually represents a really important idea. The mandate of heaven.
Mandate of heaven.
Yeah, it was this big belief in how they thought about politics back then.
So like their whole system of government.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so what is this mandate of heaven?
So basically they believed the Emperor of Heaven, he chose who got to rule.
Okay.
Sending the rooster, it's like saying, hey, this guy, Shaohao, he's the chosen one.
Oh, I see.
It gives him legitimacy, you know, makes people think, okay, the heavens are behind this guy.
Makes sense.
And that gives him authority to rule.
I wonder how that actually played out, though, like in real life.
Yeah.
Did rulers just use this mandate of heaven thing to do whatever they wanted?
You know, that's a good question. It definitely could be used that way. To justify their actions, sure. But it wasn't a guaranteed free pass, you know. It went both ways. If a ruler was good and the country was doing well, then everyone was like, see, it's the mandate of heaven. He's doing a great job. But if things started going bad...
Famine, wars, that sort of thing.
Exactly. People might start thinking, hold on, maybe he's lost the mandate of heaven.
And then what?
Well, that could make people rebel because they'd think the heavens weren't backing him anymore.
So it wasn't just about, like, being chosen by the heavens. It was also about living up to that responsibility.
Exactly. Ruling well, keeping things in order.
Wow. High stakes.
Definitely.
Okay, so back to Shaohao. The text says he was pretty innovative. He's known for this really unique timekeeping system he introduced.
Oh, the bird official?
Yeah, the bird officials. What's that all about?
So basically, each season had a specific bird assigned to it.
Like their mascot or something?
Kind of, yeah. But it was more than just a symbol. So for spring, you had the phoenix.
Okay.
Then for summer, the vermilion bird.
The vermilion bird? Okay.
Then the bluebird for autumn. And for winter, the blackbird.
Okay, I'm seeing a pattern here.
Right. And the reason for this?
To help people keep track of what month it was.
Well, that, and it also helped with agriculture.
Ah, makes sense.
These birds, they basically signaled when it was time for different farming activities.
Like planting and harvesting.
Exactly. It was like a natural calendar.
That's pretty clever.
It just shows how much their lives were connected to nature.
Yeah, they weren't just looking at clocks. They were paying attention to the natural world around them.
Exactly. And it's also about Shaohao trying to keep things in balance.
Between humans and nature.
Exactly.
And that's a big deal in Chinese philosophy, right?
Huge. They believed in living in harmony with nature.
Okay, so timekeeping, harmony. And our source mentions another thing Shaohao did. Music.
Oh, yeah. He created a whole new musical system.
For, like, concerts and stuff?
Not exactly. It was mainly for rituals and celebrations.
Interesting. So why all the fuss about music?
Well, back then, they believed music could influence people, like, deeply.
Really?
Yeah, they thought the right kind of music could actually make people more virtuous.
So it wasn't just about entertainment. It was about shaping people's character.
That's right.
Wow, music was like a powerful tool.
For sure. It was like a way to make society better.
So timekeeping, harmony, and music. The Shaohao guy was busy.
Yeah, and it wasn't just those things. He also created a whole system of government.
Really? Tell me about that.
It was called the 9 officials system.
9 officials. That sounds complicated.
It was. But it was also very organized.
So, like, what did these 9 officials do?
Basically, each official was in charge of a specific area.
Makes sense. So you don't have everyone doing everything.
Right. It was about specialization.
Okay, so give me some examples.
So, like, one official, the Senong,
No.
he was in charge of agriculture.
Big job.
Yeah. He had to make sure there was enough food for everyone.
That's important. Keeping people fed keeps them happy.
Exactly. And then there was the Sima.
What did the Sema do?
He was in charge of the military.
Okay, so like the army and stuff.
Exactly. He was responsible for defending the kingdom.
So we have a ruler who's thinking about time, harmony, music, and even how to run a whole government. Sounds like he was a pretty impressive leader.
He was definitely a big picture kind of guy.
Yeah, thinking about all aspects of society.
And it wasn't just about practical stuff. Our
Really?
source mentions all these amazing signs during his reign.
Like what?
It says there were these mystical creatures appearing.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, and lucky clouds filling the sky.
That's pretty cool.
Now, they didn't just see these as random events. They believed these were signs that Shaohao was a good ruler.
Like the heavens were giving him a thumbs up.
Basically, they thought a virtuous ruler would bring harmony and prosperity.
And that harmony would show up as these lucky signs.
Precisely.
Wow, so it's like those beliefs really shaped their expectations of what a good leader should be.
It makes you wonder if they were expecting, like, constant miracles from their rulers.
Right, like, hey, where are my lucky clouds today?
Maybe not that extreme, but it does show they believed a good ruler could actually influence those kinds of things.
Like they had power over the natural world.
In a way. Yeah.
Okay, so what happened to Shaohao in the end?
Well, according to the text, he transforms into a golden rooster.
Whoa, a golden rooster.
Yeah, and this symbolizes his return to the heavens.
Interesting, so it's kind of like a full circle thing.
Exactly. It links back to the beginning of his story, the whole divine mandate thing.
And it also shows how important the heavens were to their beliefs.
Right. This idea that life and death are connected to a bigger cosmic order.
Wow, we've covered a lot about Shaohao and ancient Chinese thought. It's amazing how much we can learn from these old stories.
They really give us a glimpse into how people saw the world back then.
And it makes me wonder, how do Shaohao's ideas about leadership compare to what we value today?
Yeah, like, is harmony with nature still something we think about when we talk about good leaders?
Is the mandate of heaven just some outdated idea?
Or could we learn something from it even now?
Great questions. And as you're thinking about those, think about other leaders from history or even mythology. Do they share any qualities with Shaohao? What makes a truly great leader, no matter what time period or culture they come from? These are all things to ponder.
Definitely food for thought.
And that's what these deep dives are all about.
Exactly. Exploring these stories and seeing what they can teach us.
So thanks for joining us today. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and we'll see you next time.